why 2026 could be one of the best years to buy or sell in the Louisville area. Hi, I'm David Hittle, real estate specialist doing business at Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. And if you've been wondering whether the housing market is finally turning the corner, whether for buying or selling, then stick with me. Today, we're talking about why 2026 could actually be one of the most hopeful years in recent memory for people thinking about a move. The data isn't flashy, there is no headline grabbing boom, but it is real, it is meaningful, and it is a big shift from the last few years where buyers and sellers felt stuck. The market shift we're seeing. For the last several years, high mortgage rates, tight inventory, and economic uncertainty kept many buyers on the sidelines and made it harder for sellers to get the traction they once did. But experts now say that 2026 is shaping up to be a year with more balance, more options, and more clarity. Not because the market suddenly became easy, but because several foundational conditions are finally shifting in favor of both buyers and sellers. And this is especially important for our Louisville area market that doesn't move always like the national headline narrative. Local demand, local pricing trends, and local inventory levels tell a different story than the national averages. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. But why are the experts optimistic? Well, national economists and housing analysts have been cautious for quite a while, but the tone has changed just enough that we can call it healthy optimism. And here's what the top voices are pointing to. More homes are coming to market compared to the tight inventories of the recent past. And that gives buyers choices again. And choices build buyer confidence. Mortgage rates may not plunge, but they are expected to remain steady or drift lower over time, which increases purchasing power without creating a frenzy. Wage growth is outpacing modest home price increases in many areas of the country, which quietly improves affordability even when rates stay a bit elevated. Both buyers and sellers have learned to make decisions in this new environment, which reduces the hesitation and helps activity recover. That is not hype. It is a structural reset. So, what does this mean for buyers? For buyers, this environment means less pressure and more participation. Instead of watching homes sell in hours with multiple offers, buyers now have time to think. They have time to compare options and they can choose wisely. That is a huge psychological shift. In the Louisville area, we are seeing more active search behavior without the emotional urgency that burned so many buyers out in the past cycles. That's not passive demand, it's prepared, thoughtful demand. And that is exactly the type of market where buyers tend to feel more comfortable making decisions that last. So, what does this mean for sellers? For sellers, the outlook is just as important and maybe even more reassuring. When markets are balanced, homes that are priced correctly sell. Overpriced homes don't sell, and the market signals that quickly. Buyers do not feel rushed, but they also do not disappear. And when inventory grows moderately without overwhelming demand, it means sellers actually can sell competitively without losing their leverage. That's a fair, sustainable market, not a slide or collapse. Here in the Louisville area, We are already seeing examples of this balance. Homes that are well priced and well marketed are selling without dramatic concessions, and buyers are actively engaging again rather than pausing out of fear, and that is a much healthier dynamic than the past couple of years. How I see this playing out locally. The national trends provide us context, but the real story is always local. In the Louisville market, over the past quarter, we have seen inventory that is up compared to the previous year. This gives buyers more alternatives. Sales that are steady rather than unpredictable. Prices that are holding up even as buyer pace increases. And that tells me two things. Buyers in our area are becoming more confident without irrational urgency, and sellers who price realistically are still getting the great results. This kind of stability isn't always sexy, but it is sustainable. And sustainable markets are where smart decisions get rewarded. If you are finding this real estate insight helpful, especially it being tailored to the Louisville area, go ahead and tap the like button and hit subscribe. I create this kind of content and market clarity regularly so you can make smart decisions and not emotional ones. So why is this optimism different? I do want to pause on this point. The 2026 optimism isn't about a frenzy comeback or dramatic price spikes. It's about a market that is working again. Buyers have confidence because they have choices. Sellers have traction because buyers are actually participating. And that is a much healthier environment than we've seen recently, and one where both sides can feel more comfortable making moves with less guesswork. So if you want to continue to see consistent, real world housing market insight and not the clickbait, not the hype, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel. And if there's a housing topic you want me to break down next, drop it in the comments below. I do read them all. 2026 isn't about a return to what we had before. It's about a balanced, thoughtful housing market where buyers and sellers participate with confidence, and that is a big deal. Thanks for watching, and if you want more local updates and strategy, I've got you covered.